Aldar Properties PJSC and Abu Dhabi Securities Exchange. This analysis paper deals with selecting two companies from two different countries and industries and evaluating the similarities and differences in the way the balance sheets of these companies are presented in their annual reports. The comparison is not just limited to the layout of the balance sheets but also will extend to the comparison of accounting policies which these companies have used to draw figures for different elements of their balance sheets. Moreover, it will discuss difficulties faced by investors for his/her investment decisions related to these companies. Selection of companies. For the purpose of this paper, I selected two companies. 1. Aldar Properties PJSC, that is a well-established property development, investment, and management company based in Abu Dhabi, and it is listed on the Abu Dhabi Securities Exchange, ADX. 2. Caltex Australia, that is involved in marketing and distribution of oil-related products, and it is listed on Australian Stock Exchange, ASE. The balance sheet of Aldar was retrieved from the company's website and that of Caltex was retrieved from its corporate website. Reasons for selection. The reason for selecting these two companies is their sheer size and operations, which makes them one of the leading companies in their respective industries. The two companies are operating in two different sectors and the extent of their operations varies significantly. Also, the reason they are operating under different accounting regulatory frameworks which would allow comparisons between both the balance sheets of the two companies more interesting and comprehensive. Similarities in balance sheets. Upon examination of the balance sheets of both companies, similarities could be identified. Both balance sheets provide assets details before liabilities and equity, and both companies have their year ends in December of every year. Both companies record their property, plant, and equipment at historical costs less accumulated depreciation and any impairment losses incurred by the company. The balance sheet provides notes to different elements of the balance sheet which provide details of what constitute figures disclosed under different headings in the balance sheet. Also, balance sheets provide aggregates of assets, liability, and equity. Differences in balance sheets. The major difference between the balance sheets of both companies is that the assets, liabilities, and equity of Aldar have been recorded on the basis of accounting standards and policies laid out by the International Accounting Standard Board, IASB, as International Financial Reporting Standards, IFRS. Whereas on the other hand, Caltex prepares its financial statement in accordance with the Australian Accounting Standards, AAS, issued by Australian Accounting Standards Board, AASB. Furthermore, the layout of balance sheets is different. Aldar's balance sheet has non-current assets before current assets and equity that is referred to as capital and reserves are provided before the company's liabilities. On the other hand, Caltex's balance sheet has current assets before non-current assets and liabilities are disclosed before equity in the layout. Another difference between both balance sheets is that Caltex not only provides a consolidated balance sheet but also enhances comparability by providing relevant information for the parent company as well. The terms used for referring to different elements of the balance sheet differ in both reports. Difficulties in investment decision. Investors decide regarding their investment in companies based on the information that has been provided by companies in the annual reports or quarterly reports. In addition to this information, the investment decisions are also influenced by any corporate news, including those related to the management of the company, business activity, or any other issue which could have impact on the future being of the company. As investors are becoming aware of the investment opportunities available in the international markets, and accessibility is much easier than ever before, they seek information which could actually help them make quick and correct decisions. The obvious source as mentioned is the annual report of the company, which incorporates 4 main financial statements and other supporting information. However, the use of such information is not an easy task, and investors seek out assistance from independent analysts and fund managers. The major difficulty with the use of information provided in the financial reports is the lack of understanding by investors. Investors do not usually possess relevant skills, knowledge and general knowledge what to look for in financial reports and what tools they should implement to make such information more meaningful to them. The selected companies operate in two different countries in which accounting profession is governed by different sets of standards, which makes understanding of financial information much more complex. Comparisons between companies would surely not be an easy task, as it would involve foreign currency translation to the one in which the investor wishes to deal in. In addition to these reasons, the availability of regular information on the investment is sometimes difficult to access if the investor is not residing in the same country as these companies are. This is the reason that they rely more on the information provided by analysts and daily announcements made on the floor of capital markets.